Hey there everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rayanne and I am getting my Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education. As a friendly reminder, I will not be going over any course content. However, I will be going over classes that I am completing and my overall progress. This is the week of September 21st and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hey there everybody, today is Monday, September 21st, and I am studying for planning and presentation for elementary education, and my objective assessment is this upcoming Saturday at 10 a.m. So it is the afternoon, and I already did study for the day, so I am done for the day, and I'm gonna just relax and enjoy the rest of the evening. So today I studied competencies 1 through 3. This is going to be like a review week for me. So like I said, 1 through 3, that's done today. Tomorrow I'm changing it up. Typically I've been doing 3 competencies a day. However, tomorrow I'm going to do competencies 4 through 9. So that's, the 6 competencies I have left. And that shouldn't be that big of a deal because the playlists that I have, with only the 3 competencies per playlist, they're maybe about 20 to 25 minutes long, which in reality isn't that long when you listen to them for 8 hours a day. So when I add, when I combine 2 playlists into one, I'm really going to be doing maybe 45 minutes of real listening. So it's not that much time when you think about it. I will hear that at least 8 times in the course of the day, and it will definitely get into my head. So that's my plan for tomorrow. So that's my review. And then Wednesday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to review my Quizlet playlist. I absolutely love Quizlet, and this is actually the first time that I printed out the Quizlets and then I read them to myself, for myself to record so I could put them onto my phone as a playlist. And I think it's worked really, really well because it's my own voice. Typically what I do instead to save time is to just do voice to text or whatever that function is, and it just makes its own music track onto my music on my Mac. So that's what I've been doing, and that's kind of like hearing Siri talk, which can be mildly infuriating, but it does work. This time I read it myself because I wanted to and I had the extra time. Either way, it works out. So Wednesday, I'm going to do the Quizlet review. For me, vocabulary is important because if I don't know the vocabulary, how am I going to apply it? Because a lot of these questions are going to be scenario based. Like every test that I've had, for the most part at WGU, there have been scenario-based questions. So I'm expecting to have scenario-based questions. So I want to make sure that I know the vocabulary so that I can later apply what I know. And then Wednesday night when I come home from work, I am going to take the pre-objective assessment and see how I do. So I only planned today and then tomorrow and Wednesday. I haven't planned Thursday or Friday yet because I want to see how I do on the pre-objective assessment. And I highly recommend you guys plan out your studying the same way because you might plan out a couple of days out and then realize, oh, hey, I took this pre-assessment, but I need to work on these things, not on these other things that I already had planned. So that's why I didn't plan after Wednesday, so that once I take the pre-objective assessment, I can then make my plan. So that is all that I have for tonight, and I will check in with you guys later on this week. Hey there everybody, today is Saturday, September 26th, and last time I talked to you guys was Monday, September 21st. So I have a lot to go over in what I accomplished this week for planning and presentation for elementary education. So Monday I went over competencies 1 through 3, and I went over those again to solidify what I was learning because I was having the most difficulty with these 3 competencies as per my first pre-assessment. So I did that. I felt pretty good about it. So I moved on. So Tuesday, I studied competencies 4 through 9, and I clustered those together into one playlist because I was having the most ease with those competencies. Therefore, I felt okay clustering them together into one playlist for myself. So I did that on Tuesday. Wednesday, I did a Quizlet review. So I took that playlist of the Quizlets that I read for myself and I listened to that all day. So that was a pretty boring day, but I think it was pretty beneficial because this course is very vocabulary heavy. So Wednesday night, I went ahead and I took the pre-objective assessment, and I literally just passed it. Like, I was right in the line. And I thought Wednesday, maybe I should reschedule my objective assessment, which is today. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it, because at the end of the day, I'm either gonna pass or I'm not gonna pass, and it's not gonna make a difference on who I am and who I'm going to be as a teacher. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. And little side note, there was one class that I took my first term that I never passed the pre-objective assessment, and I still passed the objective assessment. So I was just like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I've done worse on a pre-assessment. Like, I literally didn't pass it at all for one class. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna study what I need to study on, and then I'm gonna move on. So Thursday, that's exactly what I did. I found the competencies that I needed extra help with. I wanna say they were 3 competencies, 3, 5, 6, and 7. So there are only 4 competencies that I had to like really brush up on. So what I did is, for Thursday morning, I made a playlist of all the competencies that I had, of the ones that I needed to actually redo. So Thursday and Friday, I just did what I call my struggle bus playlist. I put all the competencies that I was struggling with into one playlist, and I listened to that Thursday and Friday. So that covers my week. So I scheduled my objective assessment for 10 a.m. on Saturday, September 26th, which is today, and it is currently, what time is it? It is 12:05, so that means that I have taken my objective assessment. So first things first, I want to start off by saying I did not pass this objective assessment, and that is okay. I literally missed one question. Yep, one question. It happens. It's not the end of the world. So I didn't feel great going into this objective assessment, not like study-wise, like not material-wise, just my headspace wasn't there. And this morning I woke up at 5:30 and I was just like, you know what? I'm not really feeling taking this exam today. I'm not mentally ready for it. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna, do my morning routine. I'm gonna prep for my exam, and I'm gonna see how I feel at like 8:30. So 8:30 came around. I hadn't eaten breakfast yet. I hadn't done really anything. And I was just like, all right, I really gotta actually figure out if I wanna reschedule my exam or if I just wanna go ahead and take it. And what I did was I watched some TV. I drank a cup of coffee. I had a bagel for breakfast. And I was getting myself mentally prepared for my exam. At around 9 o'clock, I went onto my computer. And it was funny because I got a text from WGU at 9 o'clock, and they're like, hey, you have an exam scheduled at 10 a.m. I'm just like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. So anyway, I went to my computer and I was just like, all right. I wanted to go over my pre-objective assessment one more time to see what I really missed, and to see if I understood why I got it wrong and if I would get it right the next time I took it. Which I had already done on Wednesday night, but I wanted to do it again anyway. So I went in there and I was just like, Rayan, like the things that I got wrong, like there's a competency that's literally worth 6% of the exam. There are 2 questions. On the pre-objective assessment anyway, there were 2 questions. And I got one wrong because it was choose 3 and I chose the wrong one. So I got 2 out of 3 on that one. So I was just like, you know what? In reality, I know the information. So I was going over the pre-objective assessment and I was like, you know what? I think I got this. Like, I think I'll be okay. So I'm getting myself mentally prepared. I cleaned up my desk. I got everything ready. And I took my objective assessment. And my proctor was actually on time, which doesn't always happen. They're usually pretty late. So I got my proctor and she asked for my ID. She got me ready to go. I started taking my exam and I was just like, oh, I should have rescheduled, because I truly was not feeling it today. But I was like, you know what? Either I finish this class with this objective assessment because I've already passed the performance assessment. So I was like, you know what, either I get my credits for this class or I try again in a few weeks. So I muddled through my exam and I was getting distracted with like my own thoughts. Like I was like, oh, I have to get this for dinner tonight. And oh, I have to do this tonight. And oh, I have to, like, I was going through like my to-do list in my head as I was taking my exam. I was not mentally prepared for this exam today. And that's okay. It happens. Next time, I will just reschedule. I think one of the only reasons I didn't want to reschedule is next weekend I could take it again. But the weekend after that, I have a state exam. And I was just like, I want this class finished before I take that exam so I have time to study for that exam as well. I think that was part of my thought process. So I did get interrupted a couple of times from my proctor, and that may have had an impact on my score. Like I said, I missed literally one question. So yeah, feeling real great right now. It's not that big of a deal. It's okay. It happens. So I'm not worried about it. This was my last class for this term before I accelerate. So I was excited to start accelerating, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. So I have until September 10th to actually finish this class. That's my soft date that my mentor and I came up with. And in all honesty, I will probably get my second attempt by then. So, hope for the best on that one. But like I said, I did get interrupted once by my proctor. She was complaining that I had my hand like this on my head because I was thinking, yep. And that scared me half to death. Like I jumped out of my seat because I wasn't expecting it. So my thought process for that question went out the window. I'm not blaming her for that, but it is something that did happen. I also have a cat, and the room that I take my exams in is where his litter box happens to be. And he was clawing at my door, trying to get in. I don't know if he had to go to the bathroom or not, but when I opened the door for him when I was done, he didn't come running in. So I'm assuming he was okay. So those are like the little things that happened during my exam. Like I wasn't concentrating, which is, 98% of the issues that I had today. And I got startled by my proctor, which honestly, I think was kind of funny after the fact. And then my cat was trying to get in the door and he was scratching at the underneath of the door, which was a little bit distracting, but it wasn't the end of the world. I'm not saying those are excuses. I'm just saying that's what happened. And that's just how it worked out this time. Typically, I passed my objective assessments on the first time, but there are times where I don't. This is not the first one that I failed. So what am I going to do moving forward? So I really didn't have much communication with my course instructor. I emailed her when I first started the course, and that was pretty much it. Just kind of say hi and to say, hey, this is how I study. Do you have any tips for me? Or, things of that nature. She does have office hours on Sundays, which is perfect for me because I work during the week. So I do like to have instructor appointments on the weekends. So, or even after work, but I get out of work at 3:30 and I'm not home by 4:30. So late evenings for me. Like I go to bed by 8 o'clock, like the latest. Like I'm in bed easily at 7 and then I am sleeping by 8 o'clock because I don't have the energy to stay up that late. I just don't. I've always been that way and that's never going to change. So I like that she has Sunday hours. So I emailed her asking what I need to do for my second attempt because she has to approve a second attempt for me. So I did email her literally the second that I was done with my exam, and then I got my scores are posted. So I emailed her, but she's not in the office today, so I got that automatic reply saying she'll be in the office tomorrow. So I'm probably hear from her tomorrow, and I'll know what I have to do. I also made an appointment with her to talk with her on the phone for Wednesday night, I believe. So I have that going for me. So that is what you need to do when you don't pass an objective assessment. You need to contact your instructor right away so you can figure out what you need to do. You can plan out what you need to do. You can explain to them what happened and they can help you move on. Since this is the only thing that I'm working on, I'm not super stressed about it. I do have 13 weeks left in my term, so I am halfway done with my term. I still have 3 months left. I'm not worried about it. I know I'll pass it by the end, and that'll be that. So that's all that I have for you guys, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching to the very end of this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. Happy studying!